Okay, hi Rocco, how are you today?
Great, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. So thank you for coming in. Obviously, this is a interview for a full-time scheduler position at Home Healthcare Agency in Boardman.
Yep.
So because this is our first time meeting you, why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Rocco Jones. I'm in college still and as a senior in communications, minor in marketing. I'm a very reliable person, always on time, like to get things done sooner than better. I don't really like to procrastinate, and I'm a very people-oriented person, good at talking and good at solving problems.
Could you give us some examples of the things you described yourself as reliable, action-oriented, or people person? Could you give us some examples on that?
Yeah, I can. So I've worked plenty of jobs in my life where I've been mostly people-oriented. An example was years ago when I was a freshman in college, I was a baseball umpire. And, with not only coaches and players, but fans, it's very people-oriented and can get very hectic. And, having to solve problems on the fly helps out. And also, the games start right on the dot, so you have to be there every day, sometimes even early to prepare the field. So I made sure to get there in time and, leave any time in case of emergency or any type of problems that would come about.
Okay. What about, you also said you were a problem solver. Could you give us an example of maybe like an issue that came up either on the baseball fields or something else where you helped solve a problem?
Yeah, so there was one time when I was umpiring that me and my fellow umpire ran into fans that were very upset about the type of gear that another team was wearing. They said it was illegal and wasn't allowed. So me and my fellow umpire had to go talk to our boss who was at the concession stand, and within minutes, 5-10 minutes of the game, because the game was still going on, had to figure out if it was legal or not legal, and kind of make all sides of both teams understand where we were at.
Was it legal?
It ended up being illegal. So
How'd you find that out?
we talked to our boss and pulled up a baseball rule book, and we found out on one of the pages that it said the item was allowed, but a specific color was not. And that's what we found out.
Okay. All right. So what would you describe are your strengths?
My strengths are definitely communication, being able to communicate with people. Like I said, just solving problems and solving them as quickly as possible, and just being reliable, being on time, and just trying to never let anybody down.
Okay. What would you define as your weaknesses?
One of my weaknesses maybe is I just tend to overthink things maybe a little too much to where I second guess myself, but I try to turn that into more of a positive, being as sometimes overthinking could just mean studying certain situations more, but I tend to realize sometimes it backfires if I don't just stick with my gut.
Okay. Tell me about a failure you've had in life and what you learned from it.
A failure I had in life and what I've learned from it. In high school, I played basketball all my life, and after freshman year of high school, I couldn't play basketball. My sophomore and junior year from academic reasons, and I realized I had to get those grades up and had to be better, and by senior year, I ended up pulling up my GPA, being able to play basketball for that year, and ended up winning multiple awards for my senior year.
How did you specifically improve your GPA? What did you do?
Studied more, attended more classes. I realized I was missing a little bit of school, so I tried to attend school as much as possible, even if I wasn't feeling well, and just focus on academics more than, outside personal life.
Okay. What do you feel you can do for us that other candidates cannot in this particular role?
I feel like I can get things done quicker than others. I feel like other people might not want this specific job as much as I do. They might just want to work, but I specifically would like to work for this company and do this job as scheduler.
Why?
Because I think it fits everything that I'm doing, not only in college, but my whole life. I realize my type of jobs and what I do best at is with people and scheduling and just staying on track of things. I really like to stay organized, so any type of job where organization is key, I feel like is best suited for me.
Okay. What do you know about this industry?
I know where you guys obviously are located in Boardman, Ohio. I know that you guys have plenty of former employees that have been happy with the type of things you guys are doing, whether it's like I don't really know what I'm trying to say.
That's okay. I mean, you're basically, that would be our next question is what do you know about our company? But
Oh, okay.
maybe you could kind of take a lead off of that. What do you know about the communications healthcare industry, like either or?
I know that you guys need someone to be punctual and to do the job right, so that's what I'm going to be here to do.
Okay. And at this time, do you have any questions for us?
I do. I wanted to ask where do you guys see the company maybe going 5 years from now, as opposed to where it's at today?
Okay.
And maybe if you see the position that I'm applying for maybe changing throughout those years, or if it would stay the same.
Okay. All right.